What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Ruth the Truth here. Welcome back to another episode of the Tom Gronkowski Show. It is episode 12 of the Tom Gronkowski Show. Thank you for hanging with us. It's brought to you by the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. Make sure to be checking out the sfbnri.com website. If you do not catch this podcast live, you can catch us on Spotify, on Anchor. We're all over the place, so make sure to check us out. So we're going to be breaking down the Panthers and Tampa Bay game because finally we were able to revenge that game of Sunday Night Football, of the blowout against the Saints, and we came back and faced Carolina in the Panthers Stadium, and we came out with a win, 46-23. So proud of the comeback win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski connected in the fourth quarter with a touchdown. So Tom Brady had 4 touchdowns during that game. So super exciting game. I'm going to bring in my co-host so we can break it down for you. Come on in, Coach Jay. Welcome to the show.
What's up?
How are you doing? How was your weekend? And do anything fun?
Watch football, work, saying like Drake, working on the weekend like usual.
Right. So, yeah, Sunday football. Awesome. We got to see a turnaround. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski showed up. Now, we were saying that it was a little bit late in the game that they made that connection, but it happened. They got the touchdown pass. They add on to the exceptional career Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski have had, and they made the move from the New England Patriots to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They made the move from the Beantown to the Bay, and so far – it seems it's being successful. Coach, what is your take on this game? Like, overall, what is the biggest take from the Panthers win on Sunday?
Overall, they did exactly what we was talking about last week when we said, I feel sorry for the next team because the next team is going to have to feel the wrath. They came out, showed out on top of speakers, grabbing spears, drop kicking people. They did it. But the only problem I have is the defense giving up 23 points. Don't do that to me. No, because now everybody they're gonna look at the tape, just like the last couple of L's that we had, and even the success when we did with the Giants. They're gonna look at the tape. They're gonna see exactly what the Carolina got you on, and then they're gonna try to do the same thing. But overall, I'm happy. We won.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a rough start. There was an early fumble in the game in the first quarter. And then when they went into the half, they were tied 17-17. So I was a little bit skeptical. But after coming back from the second half, on fire, Rojo, Ronald Jones, the running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, made franchise history for the Bucs and had a 98-yard run, obviously handed off by Tom Brady at the 2-yard line. That was exceptional. Coach, I want to know, what was your reaction to Rojo making it down to the field and the Carolina Panthers not being able to catch up?
At first, I'm like this. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, dang, we at the 2-yard line. Then I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. And then I'm like, please run the ball. Please run the ball. I see him bust through. I'm like, hey!
He broke a tackle on the line of scrimmage, and then he broke a second tackle as the safety came up to grab him, and then it was lights out from there because, I mean, no defenders were in front of him, and he just saw the end zone. That's all he saw. And I was a little worried that he was going to get tripped up when he was at, like, the 80-yard line. I thought he was about to get tripped up. Mm-hmm. But from what he said in the press conference, he was watching the Jumbotron while he was making that run, and he saw the defender creeping up on him, and he was able to change direction to avoid getting slipped up.
Smart man.
Coach Jay, I want to know, what is your reaction to Rojo, and do you think he's shown, after having 198 yards on the ground for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that he should be our ultimate starting quarterback for the remainder of the season?
He should be our starting running back. Because for the simple fact is, I trust him way more than I trust Fournette. Sorry, Fournette. I still think about you at Jacksonville. I don't trust you. I seen him. He said he was hurt. And then I saw him run 80 yards to fight somebody. So you, as a coach, you lost me. You lost me. I'm like, no, I don't believe you. Rojo, you keep doing your thing. Keep bringing that mojo.
Yeah, no, it was a great game. And as you said, Leonard Fournette coming from the Jacksonville Jaguars, I was a little bit skeptical about his performance and whether he was going to keep the consistency that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need. But I was thinking, he's a veteran quarterback. He had an okay career when he stays healthy, he's a good running back. Okay. I mean, when he stays healthy, but that is the most important thing. And I feel bad for running backs and players that are in that position, because I feel like they're so injury prone because you are taking the most hits. As soon as you have the ball in your hand, you're going down. Even before you get the ball in your hand, like the defensive line is already ready to wrap you up. So I know it's really hard to keep those running backs consistent. And I felt bad for the Carolina Panthers because they were without their starting running back, Christian McCaffrey. Now, Christian McCaffrey has only been able to play 3 games during the regular season because he's been dealing with injury. He was dealing with an ankle injury before they faced the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
He was cleared to play for the Kansas City Chiefs, and then he re-injured himself again with the shoulder, and then he was out. So they had Mike Davis. Mm-hmm. They had Teddy Bridgewater and Mike Davis. Mike Davis was their starting running back for the Carolina Panthers, and he didn't play bad, but man, I feel bad for the brother. He had 7 carries, were only 32 yards, averaging 4.6 yards a carry with no fumbles, no turnovers. But did you see what happened to his thumb? That was very unfortunate. As he was running towards the sideline to stop the clock, he kind of went to stiff arm. I believe it was, can't remember the defender at the moment, but he went to stiff arm him, and his finger completely dislocated. Coach, I want to know, give me a story of some of the gruesome injuries that you may have faced being a coach yourself. Have you ever seen anything like that where a dislocated finger and then they return into the game like it's nothing?
I seen well, yeah. If you play for me, hey, first thing I'm gonna say is, Coach, I dislocated my finger. Let me see it. Cool. You good? Move it. Keep moving it. All right, get back in there. I need you to get back in there. You're not. Is it broke? No, sir. Get back in there then. Come on. Have a pair. Get back in there. I've had people with shoulder injuries. I had one guy, he had a collarbone. Broke. He was over there. He made a great hit. So I was excited about the hit. I was like, hey, that's tight. That's what I'm talking about. Coach, I can't breathe.
Oh, no.
Get him some water. I'm like, what's wrong? I think I injured my collarbone. What? Let me see. Oh, that hurt. Oh, my God. No.
Was it broken?
Yeah, it was broken.
Oh, yikes. That's pretty tough. Was this a high school level?
Yeah, great safety.
So his season was over after this collarbone injury, correct?
Yeah, he just played next year. He played the next year. He's good. I was like, dang. And then, like, I've seen a guy get his shoulder dislocated, but, I'm old school mixed with that new school flavor. So if you tell me your shoulders is like dislocated, I'm gonna tell you to come on the sideline real quick, and I'm gonna grab it, and I'm gonna say, hey, run that way. On the count of 3, I'm gonna run this way. I'm gonna pull this way. And it'll be like, all right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. When they run. What?
Coach, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
What you mean?
Is that how you're supposed to do it?
Mel Gibson taught me that. It's either that or you go to the wall and say, and keep trying to hit it back in place.
Oh, no. Dislocations are something serious. You got to take that serious.
I take it seriously. It's like this. Plate tectonics. There we go. It's like this when it's dislocated. So all I need to do is say to get it back straight.
All right. So you pop it out and it's just supposed to morph back into the position it's supposed to be in.
Right there, boom.
Okay, so when you have a dislocated shoulder, it's kind of like jammed up almost.
Because it's like this, like you hanging, it's dislocated, so you got to get it back on track. Like it's dislocated, so I'm gonna get it back in the location that it's supposed to be in. Right there. There you go. Don't. On
that note, we are going to be taking our first commercial break. Thank you for hanging with us, whether you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, wherever you at. We appreciate you being here. My name is Ruth the Truth, and I'm here with Coach Jay Morgan, and we will be right back. Check out Play Like a Girl podcast. Play Like Your Girl podcast every Monday night. Make sure to check them out. Make sure to visit the Sports Fan Base Network, RhodeIsland.com, SFBNRI.com to check out all 12 podcasts. This network is blowing up. We went from 2 podcasts to 12 podcasts in the matter of months. The quarantine has really set fire under our Ron Roberts, who is the producer of this network. And yeah, things have been just coming out left and right. So make sure to be checking us out every week. We are on the Tom Gronkowski Show every night at this time, 9 to about 9:45 or 10 o'clock, depending on what we like to talk about. Yeah, just stick with us. Coach, let's go over Tom Brady's performance for week 10. So he was 28 for 39 with 4 touchdowns. Give me a second. I'm trying to find the stats. Okay, so 385 yards.
All right.
Touchdowns, 28 out of 39. Had a great completion rating. Would you say that this is the Tom Brady that you've seen in the past in his winning seasons in New England?
I'm with it. He only had He had 28 for 39. So that means that he was over more than half. Like I'm with it. That's what I'm talking about. That tells me also that y'all running the ball a lot. So I'm always with that.
I mean, we had over 200 yards rushing on the ground. So yes, we did run a lot, and that seems to be the successful formula for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I agree. If you have the weapon power at the running back position, you need to elaborate on it. I'm still in disbelief that they only ran the ball 5 times against the New Orleans Saints. I'm in disbelief.
And that's why they lost.
The Saints defense is good, but their defensive line is not great. And that has always been our strength throughout the season. So I'm a little confused of why Brian Leftwich and Bruce Arians would have a game plan that didn't involve Leonard Fournette or Rojo or Shady McCoy, somebody to just take it down the field. Coach, I want to know your take on that.
I know why. Because they was trying to keep up with Drew Brees. They heard the name Drew Brees. So they're thinking that we got to make sure that we keep up with them. It's going to be a shootout. Remember, for our picks, I picked it to be like 45-42. So they expected it to be a shootout. What they shouldn't have did is not. You don't get away from running the ball, because then as a defensive guy like me, if you tell me that you're going to sit back in the pocket and throw the ball all day, I'm happy. I ain't got to worry about no runs. All I got to do is worry about, all right, defensive backs, linebackers, make sure you guys cover. Well, some linebackers, get ready. You're going to be coming to the quarterback. Defensive line, get to the quarterback. I know a school here that's in Orlando or Kissimmee. I'm going to say Orlando. They the Lions. What is their name? That's all they do is pass. Like the head coach, on a coach's celebration last year, he said it. He said, that's all we doing is passing. He said it out loud. We're passing. It'd be third, whatever. We're passing. I was like, ooh. I was just sitting back like, okay, I got defensive line, but if I had the whole defense, you wouldn't do that against me. Your quarterback would have been killed already before halftime. If you sit back and tell me that you're going to pass the ball, my guys get happy. Hey, fellas, they ain't running the ball none. We ain't got to worry about no trap blocks. We ain't got to worry about no hook blocks. We ain't got to worry about down blocks. All we got to do is get to the quarterback. While we had practice all week, pass rush drills. Get to the quarterback. So they shouldn't have been one dimension. When you go one dimension, you're making it easy for the other team that you're going against. You don't do that. You keep it going. Even if your running game sucks. If it sucks, you still have to do it at least a couple of times. Throw it in. So that way, two things can happen. One, that way they take you seriously and they know hey, this team will run the ball. 2, you never know if your running back gonna bust. He might break, which gives us more leeway because if they see you score a touchdown on that run, now they know we're gonna come back to it. I mean, I would. I'm bogus. If I could run one play all game, I will run it. I will look across the field and tell you I'm running it again. I will do that. Come on, do it again. Get back on the ball. Come on, that's okay. That's okay. While I'm eating candy, because I eat candy when I'm coaching. A lollipop or something. That's okay. Come on. Get back on the ball.
Gotta love that coaching style. No, I agree with you, Coach. I think it's very important that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers continue to elevate their run game. I think the run game is something solid. Obviously, Tom Brady has an arm. That is not doubted. Obviously, he can still drop dimes out of the sky. We understand that. But he can't do it all on his own. And sometimes, like you said, you just got to throw off the defense. So it's important for that run game to be able to take off. Now, I want to take a second and just congratulate Ronald Jones for making franchise history for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and running in for a 98-yard touchdown in the third quarter. That run was phenomenal. Rojo. And I feel bad for the Carolina Panthers who were without their star running back, and they had to really reach into their bench after Mike Davis dislocated his thumb. So we have another game, a really important game coming up. We have the Los Angeles Rams traveling to the Raymond James Stadium. It's going to be Jared Goff, Jalen Ramsey, Sam Darnold. We got big names coming from the Rams. So what is the key to stay efficient during this Ram games from start to finish?
Be able to run the ball and they don't have multiple Jalen Ramseys. They have one. So I'm going to mix up between running and passing. So I'm just going to say we're going to run and gun it. Run and gun it. Because we're going to mix it up. We're going to keep them guessing. Up front, offensive line, I need you this week. I need you every week, but I really, really, really need you. You cannot let Donald get back here. If Donald gets back there, then it's going to be chaos. We're not going to be able to do jack, nothing, nada, zip. We're not going to be able to do anything. Stop. Make sure you take care of those 4 defensive linemen up front. And on top of that, this is Ndamukong's old team. We got to make sure that we go out for Ndamukong. Come on, us. We got to do the same thing. Come on now. All they got to do is mix it up. Run and gun. Don't eyeball the receiver. Because if you do that, Jalen Ramsey is going to sit back in coverage. And then when he sees that, as soon as you throw the ball, he ain't going to be around. But when you throw it and it gets close, he comes out of nowhere and takes it. And then he's going to be gone. Fournette, I need you to show off because I ain't going to lie to you. Even Jalen Ramsey think you suck. I'm just telling you the truth. I was in Jacksonville when y'all was there. I know the stuff. I know y'all owner. Yeah, I had a meeting with him in March. Some stuff happened and I couldn't do it. I was trying to be with y'all. But I'm telling you, all they got to do is mix it up between passing and running the ball. Keep the defensive coordinator guessing. Now, on the flip side, defensive-wise for us, Todd Bowles, I need you to do what you did with the Packers. I'm going to say that every week. Switch it up. Don't sit back in coverage and let you keep and get trashed. Don't do that. I need you to at least, if you're going to sit back in coverage, somebody extra got to be coming with the defensive line. I need a twist. I need some stunts. I need everybody to be clicking. Defensive backs, please fix y'all pass defense. It's killing me. It makes me want to throw up. I don't know.
I'm not a huge fan of Jalen Ramsey. I don't like the way he made his exit with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then in week one against the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think that was an OPI call by the refs. Jalen Ramsey is quite the actor, but I mean, he is well respected for one of the top safeties in the NFL. So that is something that Tom Brady, I know, is plotting for. Now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, I got to ask Coach, is it a big deal or is it not a big deal that Antonio Brown has landed back in the news? We will be back after this quick commercial break with Evil Empire.
Messed up.
Welcome back to the Tom Gronkowski Show. Thank you for watching. If you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, wherever you're at, we appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe to the Ocean Athletics fan base as soon as you get a chance. And if you miss our podcast, no worries. Just go to the sfbnri.com website and you'll be able to have access to all 12 podcasts as well as all the articles and things that we have going on. We're doing live streams for high school sports. We cover from high school to the pros. So anything your little heart will desire, whether it be wrestling, football, basketball, anything you need, we got it on the website. So make sure to check us out. Coach, before we went to commercial break,
Oh, God.
I gave you a little bit of an insight of what I'm going to ask you next.
Oh, God. He did.
Before I ask you this question, I'm going to let our viewers know what we're talking about. All right. So Antonio Brown has unfortunately made headlines once again, and not for his football performance. Off the field issues have transpired once again. Now, about 2 weeks prior to him signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he had a verbal confrontation as well as damaging public property and throwing his bicycle to the gate at his community. Whole lot of mess. Nobody really knows exactly what happened. But, Coach, I want to know, is this a big deal? Because there was no charges pressed. There was no video footage released out to the media. So is this something concerning? Should we keep our eye on this? What are you thinking right now with Antonio Brown?
God, Antonio, man. I'll be going to bat for you, man. You're placing me in a corner here. Oh, man. Like, honestly, when I read it, and my little one, they can tell you. I was like, oh my God. They was like, what's wrong? I was like, oh, Antonio, he did it again. This man is messed up again. Oh, man.
My same reaction.
Why are you acting like that in Hollywood, Florida? Why are you doing that? Why? I don't get it. This man, I don't think it'll be a big deal per se, because there's no evidence. Like King Von always say, when the witness ain't there, it won't stick. So I don't see it being a big deal, because if the NFL them said they already knew about it. So they already knew about it and all that. So they probably doing some stuff, taking care of it already, greasing some palms, just get it out of here. I don't want him to get in trouble no more. I don't want to hear nothing else, so I'll fire him. I'm kind of beside myself, because as much as I want to believe him that he's a changed man and that, he's on his way to being a better person, I'm going to need him to walk the walk and talk the talk. Yeah. So when you're having off-field situations transpire the way that he did, I'm just not really understanding what his game plan is, because this was before the signing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So you were talking to Seattle, you were talking to LA, there was rumors of you going to New England, or not New England, but there was rumors of you signing with other teams. So I was thinking, why would you not be on your best absolute behavior? Like, not even leaving your house, at the point that you don't want any type of negative clout around you, especially when you're looking for a job, which he was. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like the NFL is probably investigating this right now, and I know that they're looking into this a lot, which they should be, because when you're on probation and you have charges pending against sexual assault against women, but then you're also having issues where you're cursing out women at your HOA, because it was 2 women that he got into this verbal altercation with. And it's sad to say, but the president of the HOA made a comment of her not wanting to press charges because she doesn't want Antonio to retaliate against her employees. Coach, is this a big deal? No. Yeah. Based on that, yeah. What you mean retaliate? What do you plan on doing? What you plan on doing, Antonio? I'm gonna tell you this right now. Sit down. Go home after the games. You go to practice. You go home. Correction. Go to Tom Brady's house. Okay. Go to your room. Get you something to eat. Go watch some film. When you ain't got nothing to do, don't leave that house. He got a big mansion. I'm sure you'll find something to do. Go play basketball or something in the backyard. Stop leaving. Don't answer the phone. Don't look at it. You don't need it. God, stop. Come on. I'm going to bat for you. You remember a couple weeks ago, I was like, hey, Antonio. You were like, no. Come on, Antonio. You make me look stupid. Come on, man. Get it going.
I feel like he's making Tom Brady look stupid too. And like nobody wants to put Tom Brady in the category of an idiot. But when somebody's had so many opportunities and they don't seem to be making a real change, there's only so much you can do. There's almost so much you can help somebody.
Yeah. I can't help you. You can help yourself.
I'm kind of at a loss with this Antonio situation because, you're performing. You had 7 receptions for 71 yards. You have yet to catch a touchdown pass, but I know that's probably coming. But other than that, I mean, your talents are only going to take you so far, bud. Like once you have already put yourself in this situation where the media is watching your every single move, which that's exactly why if you sneeze the wrong way, somebody's going to have something to say about it.
He sneezed on my food.
Right. So you get what I'm saying though, right? So it's like it's very, very important for him to be a citizen of the United States and just that. You're an NFL player and you're a citizen of the United States and you're a father. Those 3 things should be your main priority. Anything else, not important.
You want me to tell you who he's acting like, who I place him in the category with?
Are you going to say Terrell Owens?
Oh, dang. All right, cool. I was going to say another name, too.
Michael Irvin?
No, Michael Irvin still was playing. He didn't get kicked off.
Who?
Ocho Cinco. When I see guys that act like that, I call them divas. And I'll be like, you too pretty. You a T.O. kind of guy and an Ocho Cinco guy. You ain't no team guy. It's all about you. When he was a team guy with the Steelers at the beginning, he was the greatest guy. Everybody, even advertisers, they loved him. Now he's like the other side of Juwanna Man. He like that Jamal Jeffries. Don't nobody want to play with Jamal Jeffries. They want Juwanna Man because Juwanna Man, every advertiser loves her. And Antonio is just, he thinks he can do whatever he wants to do because of his name. And that's the problem. I'm Antonio Brown. I don't care who you are.
But when you say that, my perspective is because you're Antonio Brown is why you should be on your best behavior because you're not the same Antonio Brown that was in the Pittsburgh Steelers and unstoppable and not having any issues. You're the unemployed Antonio Brown for the longest who is dealing with some felony charges that could really impact the remainder of your life.
That's what I'm saying.
So
you should be.
I don't know. It's hard to really think that he's already messing up. And I knew this was going to happen. I was like, as soon as this guy signs and he puts on a Bucs jersey, there's going to be allegations coming out of the woodworks. I know there is because some woman or, somebody that he's done wrong in the past is going to see this as an opportunity to get their clout. Yes. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want the distraction. I don't think the Bucs need it. I think they were still doing well without Antonio. I was expecting them to still make the Super Bowl even before signing Antonio. So was this a good idea, Coach? Do you think the Bucs should be quick to pull the trigger if, let's say, a video were to surface on TMZ of the actual incident? Do you think that's when the Tampa Bay Bucs should reevaluate and maybe make the decision to cut Antonio?
You need to cut him. Cut it. Cut him. Get rid of. I ain't got time to be playing with no guy that's playing. Man, you crazy. You interrupting me. You interrupting me from doing my part. It's like I tell kids when I'm at schools, hey man, do what they say do throughout the rest of the day so we can hurry up and get to my part and your part that's the reason why you woke up this morning because you know you couldn't go to practice if you didn't come to these classes. Get that stuff done that they asking to get done so that way we can hurry up and get to my part. Because now if we get to my part and then I'm telling you to do this and somebody come out there and tell me, oh, well, he can't, he in trouble. Whoa, hold up. Now you are interrupting me now. You are interrupting me from winning. I don't have a time for that. Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. And if you interrupt it, hey, we have a problem. So, Antonio, if it was me, I'd already told him. I'd have set him down as soon as I heard it. Hey, Antonio, look, man, we had this discussion. Tom, I want you to be in here too. I want you to hear this. We had this discussion before you signed your name on that dotted line. Now, they ain't got no proof because he in there like, no, I ain't do that. Okay. hey, you are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. In Coach J's court of law, you are guilty until proven innocent. Period. That go for anybody. You are guilty until they show me otherwise. Period. If it's me, I'm telling them, hey, man, if a video or anything comes up that shows that you done this stuff after we just had this discussion, because you're gone. If since it happened before you signed with me, why didn't you just tell me this?
Yeah, well, apparently from what I've read up on and from what the interviews I've seen, Bruce Arians and the Tampa Bay organization was already aware of the incident before they decided to sign Antonio Brown. Now,
Well, all right,
that is when I'm going to be like, that's when I'm kind of questioning their thought process. Like, if you know of an incident like that, did maybe he kind of sugarcoat things to make things seem like it wasn't as bad as they possibly were? Because from the description of the incident, Antonio Brown was upset that the gate guard was not allowing one of his friends into the neighborhood unless Antonio Brown came to the gate himself to let his friend in. So I guess when he showed up to the gate, there were still issues of not allowing his friend, not allowing his guests into the neighborhood. And that's when he proceeded to break the gate by throwing his bike into the gate. And then to cover up the fact that he broke the bike, he went and attacked the surveillance camera and damaged that as well. But then he continued fighting with these women, going into the office and ripping papers and posters off of the office walls and just throwing a complete tantrum, using vulgar language and threatening manners to two females that were only doing their job.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
I'm not happy with this.
Get rid of them.
I'm not happy with this, Coach. I don't think it's something that we need. I think it could be a distraction from the Super Bowl run. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have an actual chance on winning.
Get rid of them.
I mean, now that we got Drew Brees hurt in our division,
I know, right?
It seems that things are busting wide open for us.
And we don't need Antonio closing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, when we get back from our break, we're going to discuss the division rivals, the New Orleans Saints, and their decision to start Jameis Winston in Week 11. Stick with us.
Jameis.
Make sure you are checking out the Political Go every Wednesday or every Tuesday night with Felix. He's got a lot of great insight for everything politics, so make sure to check that out. Welcome back to another episode of the Tom Gronkowski Show. Before we went to break, we discussed the Antonio Brown situation, but that's enough of that talk because I'm just over it. I don't want to talk about him anymore. He's probably not going to end up finishing the season, so we'll leave it at that. I mean, his court case is coming up in December, and who knows what's going to happen after that. But let's talk about our division rivals. Now, the New Orleans Saints have swept Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks, the first time a division rival has ever swept Tom Brady in his 20 years. Now, he's been in a division with the Buffalo Bills that haven't been good for a long time, the Jets, who are terrible, and the Miami Dolphins that are just seeming to be on that rebuilding stage and might be rejuvenating their organization. Coach, Drew Brees took a hard hit
he did.
From Octavia Street. The 49ers defensive lineman destroyed him, slammed the poor guy. At 41 years old, Drew Brees had gotten a second opinion on his injuries, and it has come to everyone's attention that Drew Brees is dealing with multiple rib fractures and a collapsed lung, and is expected to miss out on at least 2 weeks. So Coach Sean Payton for the New Orleans Saints has a big decision to make.
Yeah.
Does he go to Jameis?
Well, they tried to get it out.
Try to stick with Taysom Hill. What do you think is going to happen How do you see this playing out for New Orleans?
I mean, they tried to ask him earlier today on ESPN, and he was like, yeah, I'm eating a bagel, poppy seed. And we're like, okay, cool. And they're like, so what is your decision? He's going around it. He don't want to come out and say those words and be like, Jameis is starting.
Right. Because when you say it out loud, then you got to follow through. And that's kind of smart on his part to not put that into the media, because once it goes down in writing and published in newspapers, then it's almost set in stone. So I applaud him for keeping the anticipation on who we're going to see start. But, I mean, Tyson Hill is a great option, but I have a feeling they're going to go with Jameis, and it may just backfire on them because everybody knows the 30 for 30 guy cannot be reliable. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers not wasted, but we had 5 seasons with Jameis Winston ahead of the reins, and we have not made the playoffs since winning the Super Bowl in 2002. So, Coach, I got to know, how is Jameis going to fit the void of not having Drew Brees?
Ain't gonna have no choice. All he got to do, honestly, and Jameis, listen to this. You really ain't in a bad spot. You're on a team that's stacked with all kinds of weapons. All you got to do is just turn around and give it to Kamara. That's it. Just keep giving it to him. And then after you do that, we're going to throw a play action. Do not throw the ball deep at all. Don't do it. Unless the guy is wide open by himself. That's the only way. Jameis be doing some boneheaded stuff. Like it'd be like 2-3 dudes around a guy. He throw it to the guy. He always be trying to get the big play.
He tries to force the play a little bit. I understand what you mean.
Just keep the chains moving. Just if you get 10 first downs, that's a touchdown. Mathematically. If you get 10 first downs, that's a touchdown. 10 times 10 is 100.
I like that. That's a whole mathematical equation to win football games. 10 first downs equals a touchdown. So keep that in mind, because I want to know, Jameis Winston has a winning record against the Atlanta Falcons, and the Atlanta Falcons have proven to the NFL that they could somehow slip up in the fourth quarter. Now, they've made a turnaround with Raheem Morris taking the reins for the Atlanta Falcons, and I believe he's 3-1 now. He's only lost 1 game since he's taken over.
Mm-hmm.
What does Atlanta got to do to have a shot at knocking out the New Orleans Saints?
Oh, fast, physical, and pissed off. That's all they have to do. Because I've seen Jameis when he trips under pressure. This takes him back to college days, even with Oregon. The second time when he played in the championship game, he thought that Oregon was going to do to him what everybody's been doing to him the entire year, which is blitz him. They didn't. They showed a blitz, but every time when he said set, go, they dropped back. And he already had made his decision of who he's going to throw it to already, which is not a NFL quarterback. When he did that, there was about like 4 or 5 guys standing around those guys. So really, Atlanta, just do y'all thing and show out. You know you can beat Jameis Winston. That's like looking at Mark Sanchez on the roster. Oh man, I get excited. That's why when I love Tebow, but I ain't gonna lie. Even when I used to see him sitting on the sideline, I used to tell guys, I'd be like, hey, I hope the defensive line on the other team hurry up and gets to the quarterback. Tebow, we're going to get you in. We're going to get you in today. We're going to get you in today. But Atlanta, all y'all got to do is keep riding Raheem. Keep riding him because he's getting y'all excited. He might end up with a permanent job there as that head coach. Again, don't do what you did with the Bucks. But, this time do it right.
He was young when he was with the coach, or when he was a part of the coaching staff for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I spoke to Martin Gramatica a little bit about that because he was there on the team when Raheem Morris was there, and he exploited to say that he was young and unaware of the depth that he needed to be an assistant coach. And I mean, he's had plenty of years under his belt now, so I'm hoping that he can turn things around for the Atlanta Falcons, but they're not a divisional threat for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that is clear as day. It is head-to-head with the Saints and the Tampa Bay Bucks.
So we need
the Saints are going to be using our past head our past starting QB who threw 30 interceptions last season. So we'll see what happens. I mean, things are up in the air. It could still be Tyson Hill. I know Sean Payton is obviously going to evaluate practice throughout the week and make a decision probably on game day. But it seems probably almost 100% that Jameis Winston is going to be starting for the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, he gonna play. I ain't got no doubt about it. Because for the simple fact is, if they let Hill start, then they can't do their little trick plays and all that. Because Hill's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Be your quarterback. Now, if he start getting killed, I know Sean Payton ain't about to sit there and just take that. He at least is gonna put, all right, Hill, go ahead. We're not gonna run any trick plays. We're just gonna run straight up quarterback stuff. Go ahead, get in there. Go ahead. Oh, they can put my boy. Is my boy Tommy Stevens still with him?
Not sure.
From Penn State, I know that guy. Put him in. He know what to do. I have faith in you, Tommy. That's all they got to do. They ain't got a trip. There's no need to panic. Just relax. God, it's football. Everybody need to calm down.
It's football, and it's also time for Coach's X and O's. Coach, are you ready to take the segment away with another episode of X's and O's?
I'm always ready. Right after
All right, guys, here we go. Coach Jay with X's and O's.
Talk to them boys that sat on them benches, man. I was in the game on 4th and inches. Coach, put me in the game on 4th and inches, and I'ma lead them boys at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I see them boys all behind me winless. I ain't Mario Williams, but I'm not defenseless. Wide receiver catching Hail Marys, I'm Christian. 5 and out, hot route, get switch stick shift. Gone with the quickness, fast and instant. Cornerback safeties, I burn them like incense. On the field, I'm daddy, and the ball is my infant. I don't need so much of pork, but I'm in love with the pigskin. All I really know how to do is win. Super Bowl champ, Disney World, let the kids in. Hall of Fame Wayne, I'm putting my dibs in. Catch me in the game on 4th and inches.
The Empire.
I don't talk.
All right. Y'all already know. You ain't heard the song. I know it's probably got all y'all hype that's watching. That song gets me every time. I got goosebumps right now. You can't see it because I got my jacket on. But here we go. All right. So we're gonna break down into this next week that's coming up. I am extremely excited for this week because now it's a battle in the trenches. It's between the D line and the O line. So we all know about Ndamukong. He used to play for this team, and we're not going to let him down. We're going to make sure that we get his back. I am going to show you the formula of how to beat the Rams. Now, clearly, it's very simple. Here we go. Let me get this right here. At the bottom, you will see that is the Rams defense, what they are mostly in. All you mostly have to do is block those 4 guys in the front. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I'm talking about, that is the E, the T, the N, the N, the letter N, and the other E. That is a defensive end, a defensive tackle, a nose, and another defensive end. They're going to have 2 defensive ends and a 5 technique. 5 technique is outside shoulder of the offensive tackle. That's why you see them a little bit over on the outside. That 3 tech, those are the 2 spots that we gotta make sure that we cover. That 3 tech and that 1 tech. That 3 tech and that 1 tech. So that'll be the tackle and the nose. These 2 guys must be blocked because, like I said earlier on the show, you have to show that you can run the ball. We want to make Jalen Ramsey fall asleep over there. He's going to fall asleep over there because he's going to be like, oh, they just keep running and they just keep running. We want to make this defense chase us. We want to make them chase us, okay, the entire time. Now, if it's me, I'm busting out dives right up the middle. I'm busting out zone. Keep them guessing because if I do this, shoot, even out of shotgun, I'm going to run toss. They call it a swing route. I call it a toss. I'll let them know when it's a real swing. Now, all you have to do is control this game, Tom and Bucks, all of y'all. Just control the game. We don't need to try to be no hero. Just control this game. Okay, and we'll be able to do this. Once you establish that run, then, like I said, it makes this guy who thinks he's better than Richard Sherman, the real Richard Sherman, not the 49ers Richard Sherman, the real Richard Sherman, the LOB, what you call it. He thinks he's better than him. All you got to do is keep running this ball. Keep running this ball, keep running this ball, keep running this ball. Up front, if you can't block these two guys straight up, cut them. That means go at the kneecap and bear crawl through his kneecap. Even if you don't get the good cut, he is going to keep backing up into his linebacker friends, which opens up a real big hole, a hole big enough that we can park a freight train in it. So if you want to really establish something, this is what I would do. I say come out and set the tone. This play right here is I like to call a tone setter. Ooh, I get so excited when I write this play up. It's even better when you actually see it work. Now, they're going to probably have either a safety or they'll have a linebacker that's going to be out there. All you got to do, this is a tone setter play. Please, Bucks, run this. Run this. I guarantee you, your troubles will be done. We're going to motion him. He's going to go very slow. He gets about like right there. Use your hands so they don't say you used your head. Set, go, bow. He is going to crack. I like to call it crack toss. He is going to crack this end right here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, hold up, coach. If he cracked the end, who got that backer over there right there? Okay, hold up. Boom, he going to come out there and crack him too. We're right there. You already, ladies and gentlemen, I know you can see that hole that's already made. And then everybody else is just going to zone step the way we're going. We're going to the right. Boom, boom, boom. He's going to come. We're going to leave that end alone. They're double teaming up to this backer right here. And we're going to leave this end alone because, I mean, Tom's not an option guy. But, hey, he might be able to trick somebody every once in a while if they know that he's never going to run it. We could sneak that in because all they're going to do is this guy's just going to go, whoop. I prefer it to be on this play. I prefer it to be either Rojo Mojo, or my boy Shady, because they're going to make it look like a video game. He going to come, boom, 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 throw that out there to him and let him off to the races. He going to stick his foot in the ground and be gone. That's what I say. Crack, toss. Crack, toss. Now, if you want to put it in terms, then we can go, okay, let's go twins, strong left, because I got the H over here, 28, Y, 28 toss, Y letters that they use. But I'm going to say Y crack because that tells him he's the one that's going to be doing the cracking right here. That tells also that tackle, you're going to come out there, you're going to pull around him and go blast that backer in the kingdom come. Now, that's for the offensive wise. Stop those four guys up front, especially this 3-tech, which, ladies and gentlemen, a 3-tech is when you are on the outside shoulder of the guard. So that's the guy that stands next to the guy that's snapping the ball to center. So if you're on defense and you're on the outside shoulder of him, that is called the 3-tech. The 1-tech is the guy that is shaded off to the guy that is snapping the ball. All you got to do is make sure that you block these guys. You block these two guys, the ends, they're going to be running upfield most of the time. When they start crashing in, then we're really going to be able to run outside runs. But until then, take care of these two guys. Take care of this defensive tackle and this defensive nose. Run the ball up the middle. Run it up there. Now, defensive wise, you know what we came to do. They're going to try. Defense, I'm only going to say this to you. Stop the run. Don't let them be able to run it. If they're able to run it, it's going to be a field day all day. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if they're able to run the ball, remember, your pass defense has not been looking good. If they come out and they're actually able to run the ball old school wise, like ISO and then toss and all that, dive, you cannot let them get on the roll with the run because then you're putting these guys into a situation they don't want to be in because now they got to actually be ready. And I know how some of these guys are going to get. They're going to start guessing. And we don't want you to be guessing. You must stop this run. Do not let these men start running the ball on you. Stop the run up front. You must own the line of scrimmage. That is your line of scrimmage. You must own it. You have to. This line of scrimmage that is right here, when you break through, it should be back here. You should establish the new line of scrimmage back there behind the quarterback's heels. Okay? Don't, like I tell my guys when I'm coaching defensive line, we don't know anything about what's going to happen back here with these guys. If they throw a seam route up the middle or they go, hit something we don't know. We don't know. So what we have to do up front, especially if it's a pass, get to the quarterback. But this could be easily made if we own the line of scrimmage. You must dominate the line of scrimmage. You have to. You dominate and reestablish the line of scrimmage, and you will not have to worry about a thing. All they're going to do is, if you make them have to pass the entire time, let's be honest, Jared is not really the guy that you want sitting back, dropping back every play after play after play. Even, come on, Sean knows that. Coach Sean knows that. He don't want to see that. He going to be calling plays, Tupac. Yeah, no, it's death row because we going off. We taking over. I'm telling you, you just establish the line of scrimmage, dominate it, stop the run. Watch out for screens and runs, make them have to throw the ball on you all day. Defensive line, y'all should get excited if they have to throw the ball on you all day. Defensive backs, cover this. Please cover this. This is where you've been getting hit at the most. It's right in between here in these areas. These three areas is where you've been getting hit at the most. Now, with that being said, you, the safety, the corner, if there's a backer out there, talk. Don't let nobody go right behind you and score right over the top. That should never happen. You guys got two safeties. You should never let that happen, ever. Keep everything in front of you. Come up, convert, actually tackle. Stop doing that shoulder tackling. I keep seeing it, and it's gonna make me throw up. Please stop. But overall, you can win this game. Defense, stop the run, dominate the offense, dominate the line of scrimmage, reestablish the line of scrimmage in the backfield. Don't run upfield. Just reestablish the line of scrimmage in the backfield. It's like basically like right where the quarterback would be standing at, where his rear would be at. Don't run all the way upfield because you'll get trapped. They will run trap on you. And I did trap last week. And they're probably going to trap the 3-tech. So they're going to trap you and Dominica because they got to get you out the way because they know all about you. So the rest, everybody else needs to show up. Offensive-wise. Keep Tom protected. I'm going to say that keep your little sister protected. You did not protect your little sister as much as you should have these last couple of games. Stop that before we get our sister hurt. Protect our diamond in the rough. Protect our little sister. Offensive line, just play ball. There's no need to panic. Communicate, move your feet, play technical. If you do those things, you will win this game. Don't let the game get bigger than you. Tom, control the game. This is not the game to just be straight eyeballing your best friend. And I'm talking about Antonio Brown. Do not do that. Okay? You got a lot of guys. You got to keep Jalen Ramsey and them thinking. Keep them thinking. It keeps them on their heels. If they're able to play comfortable, then they're going to play fast and physical. Don't let them get like that. Keep them on their heels and keep them guessing. And that's all I got for y'all this week on Coaches, X's and O's. Back to you, Ruth.
Thank you, Coach, for another segment of X's and O's. You went in thoroughly, so I hope everybody took note. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators wrote some of that down because that was a lot of great information, and they better have that game plan rolling against the Los Angeles Rams. This is not going to be an easy game, but I'm hoping that we're going to be able to pull away with the win because now that the New Orleans Saints are crippled, it's time to execute. So we got to finish the season strong, continue with wins, and stay away from having any COVID problems. That is my moment of truth because COVID is once again spiking in the league, and we're having problems left and right. So continue to wear your mask, continue to practice social distancing. I know Thanksgiving is coming up next week, but please remain 6 feet apart and no more than 10 people in social gatherings. So, yeah, just be safe, everybody. Have a great holiday. And this is a wrap for the Tom Gronkowski Show. Coach Jay, do you have anything you would like to say before we close out tonight?
All I'm gonna say is to the Bucks, get it done. This is nothing personal. This is strictly business. This is a business trip. Get it done. We ain't got time to be listening. Antonio, get your mind right, or you're gonna get fired. Period. We ain't got time to be playing around with nobody. Drew Brees is out the way. Y'all should be able to dominate the rest of this season. If Drew out the way and he gone, you should be skating through freely. No problem.
Right.
But remember, never make it personal. This is strictly business.
My thoughts exactly. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. My name is Ruth the Truth, and we're with Coach Jay Morgan, and we are out for the night. Thanks for hanging with us on the Tom Gronkowski Show. Take care, everybody.